Hello and welcome to this chess video. Now I saw a fantastic game today from the Xtracon Open in Denmark, a tournament that has been usually known as the Politiken Cup, but I believe Xtracon is the current sponsor. And this game was played between Alexander Moiseenko from the Ukraine, a very strong Ukrainian grandmaster, who has flirted with 2700, I believe. And with the black pieces we have, with the dreadlocks, Kassa Korley, a very cool guy, Danish American. I think he has dual citizenship, and he's playing under the Danish flag, but he has a very distinct American accent if you talk to him. But I'm sure he can speak some mean Danish. Ja, det skyder flere skyder. But okay, that was not Danish. Moiseenko had white, and he opened with d4. Moiseenko, a very, very solid player. And Kassa goes for the Queen's Gambit declined. Knight c3, knight f6. And Moiseenko goes for the most common line. He takes on d5. Bishop of g5 and c6. Here we have the ratings of the guys. It's 26-28 for Moiseenko and 24-37 for Kassa. Kassa is an IM and Moiseenko is a grandmaster. Now e3, we have more or less the normal moves. Now bishop d6. It's more common to have the bishop on e7, play knight b7 and go from there. But Kassa puts the bishop on d6, a more active square for the bishop. Bishop d3 now by Moiseenko. Castles, queen to c2 and h6 now. The bishop retreats. It doesn't make much sense to take now. There's no real gain from it, so white prefers to keep the bishop on h4. Rook to e8. And now white has two choices with the knight, to put it on e2 or put it on f3. Each with its pros and cons. And Moiseenko goes for knight g2 e2, probably thinking that if he puts the knight on f3, he's going to have some problems putting it on e5, which is very often what white wants to do, and follow up with pawn to f4. The Pillsbury maneuver, I believe it's called. Kassa now goes a5. Sort of a preemptive move. White very often wants to expand on the queen side with a3, b4, go for a minority attack. But this sort of, stops that. But it also has another idea. h3. And now, have a look at this knight. We start on b8. Kassa moves it to a6. This is an unusual maneuver because the knight usually goes to d7 in these lines and very often to f8 and maybe e6 depending on circumstances. But here, okay, we're already threatening to play knight to b4. So white kind of has to spend the move on a3 because you do not under any circumstances want to lose this very strong light squared bishop. Why? Because you will be left with some vulnerable squares and weaknesses, and the light square diagonals are kind of open, so you don't want to do that. So knight c7 now. The knight keeps on his journey, castles, and now knight d6. And compared to this route, the route via a6 actually kind of won a tempo because white had to go a3. So black kind of won a move in maneuvering the knight to e6. Okay, f3. White would like to go f4 in some circumstances. In some circumstances, but then you would like the knight on f3 and put it on e5. F3 is sort of consistent with this setup, a setup that Kasparov picked up, popularized by Botvinnik among others, and white just wants to play e4, expand in the center. Simple chess. Put the pawn here. But now unusual moves begin. Knight to g5. So this does discourage white from playing e4, seemingly, but white does nonetheless. Note that a move like f4, I don't know what Kassa had in mind. He could have gone back to e6 with probably just a fine position, because now white is no longer threatening to play e4. Or he could have been more adventurous with knight takes h3, which I don't believe this is enough, especially if white goes here first and then bishop f5. Just exchanging these off, and it seems like it's hard for black to bring any pieces into the attack. However, Moiseenko, he did play pawn to e4, arguing that he has 1, 2, 3 and 4 pieces protecting here. Yes, against 4 pieces, but one of the knights should be pinned, which should work against black, but in this game it seemingly does not. Kassa Korley has a very strong move here, and he found it. Knight on f takes e4, and the idea here is that the bishop is unprotected. So once you land a check on h3 or f3, most likely on h3, the bishop will be lost. So here the computer actually says that white should try to cut his losses and just play king h1. But as a strong grandmaster, you kind of cannot play a move like e4 and then immediately admit your mistake. So surely Moiseenko missed something, and he took on e4. Kassa went for it. Knight takes h3. So sacrificing a piece. And in many lines it seems like this shouldn't be enough, but one of the key ideas is that white cannot close down the position with e5, because black can play rook takes e5. And this is a very important idea in these positions. Takes, check, you have a hard time interposing, and yeah, and if you move your king, you get mated. Beautiful mate. So you would have to play knight d4 and try to interpose. So e5 doesn't work. So Moiseenko tried to fortify the king side, rook f2, closing the diagonal, preparing to put something here. Bishop takes h3. Storm clouds are gathering. It's very hard to find the move for white. Again, if you play e5, then I still take. So Moiseenko tried to bring some more pieces into the defense, rook to d1. But now, how to continue here for black? How does black add fuel to the fire? Well, Kassa found the way. Played rook to e5. Simply wants to bring the rook into the game, rook e5. And remember, well, you can't allow rook e5. And if you take on e5, just like when you played e5 and I took it, this very, very juicy diagonal opens up towards the king. So white is actually just now in huge trouble. I'm threatening to take here with the queen, then immediately give mate on g2. So Moiseenko tried to open up some lines of defense here, knight d4, at least now protecting the rook. The position is so sad that you can't even play this. I take it, and yeah, still problems with the rook. So knight d4 was tried, bishop takes d4, rook d2, but now all seems like all moves lead to the promised land for black here. Queen to g3, check. Only one move, the rook is pinned, you can't move here, king h1, and now bishop g4. Pre-routing the bishop very nicely, using the fact that once you play this, we can't take because of the mate on g1. Moiseenko, he tried bishop to f1. And now simply bishop to f3. Note that Rook g2 now is just maiden 1. The rook is pinned, and this is covered. Very nice checkmate. Moiseenko played bishop to d2, but after queen to h3, he resigned the game because, well, queen h3 uses this pin very nicely here. Queen can't be taken, so you have to move to g1, and then you walk into another pin, which means that I can safely take on g2, checkmate. So Moiseenko resigned after queen to h3. Let's go back a few moves. I was just wondering what happens if we try to protect the first rank. It should not matter. Yeah, probably I can just play a move like queen h3. And if here, beautiful checkmate, bishop f3. You have to play here and take with the bishop. Oh, yeah. And if you go king g1, now I use the pin again. There's a pin on the rook, and I play bishop to f3. It's so much fun to look at these lines when you see them for the first time. And now queen h1 is made on the next move. So fantastic game by Kassa Korley, and very unusual the trip that this knight right here went on. It went to a6, then to c7, e6, g5 before landing the killer blow on h3. So yeah, a fantastic game. I'm sure that Kassa opened up a nice can of Heineken. Now you're in Denmark, so you'd have to have a Tuborg, right? So cheers, Kassa. Very well done indeed. I hope you enjoyed the game, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.